this week's Gina's Kitchen. Today I will be making a one-pan chicken and Brussels sprouts meal that is absolutely delicious and super easy to make, so let's make dinner. Preheat our oven to 425. To start this recipe, we're going to deal with our Brussels sprouts. And what we need to do is we're going to wash them first, and then we're going to actually de-stem them and cut them in half. I've taken some of our Brussels sprouts that we just washed out of the colander, and what I'm going to do is actually cut off this end. And this end we're actually going to just discard. So I'm gonna just plan to have my trash bin right nearby. We'll look at the leaves that are on the outside and see if they look okay, and if they don't, just take them off. So now you are good to go with that. Just gonna cut it right down the middle in half. I continue this process for the rest of the Brussels sprouts. So we're going to add a tablespoon of olive oil to our Brussels sprouts, and then we're just going to add a pinch or two of some salt. So this is just, you're going to do to taste. So you could always do a little bit and then add some more later. And then we're going to add some black pepper. Like I said, just enough to give it a little flavor. And then the last thing, we're going to add some garlic powder. And again, the same thing. You're just kind of adding a little bit, like a pinch or two. And then I'm just going to actually use my hands for this, just to kind of get everything mixed up. I think it'll be easier than using a spoon or anything like that. So this will give all the Brussels sprouts some really good flavor, because you've got that garlic in there, and then the salt and pepper. Like, you can't go wrong with salt and pepper to season things. So, and you can also plan to add more, or, you know, if you're going low salt and you don't really want to add the salt, you could always skip it. Have this all nice and mixed up. So we're just going to set this aside. So now we have our chicken, and what we're going to do is just take it out of its packaging and pat it down dry. Next step for the chicken is we're going to actually season both sides with salt, pepper, and garlic seasoning, just like we did to the Brussels sprouts. So this will really tie in all of the flavors to the whole dish, because you're using the same kind of seasonings here on everything. So we got our garlic, and then we'll do the same thing to the other side. This is what the seasoned chicken looks like. Now we are ready to fry it up. Here we have our skillet, and we're just going to turn this on to a medium heat. So we'll put that on 4, and then we will let this heat up for just a couple seconds. To our skillet, we're going to add a heaping tablespoon of coconut oil. So I'll just put that right in there, and then we want to just kind of stir this around so that we can get it all melted up in our pan. You want to make sure that your pan is going to be really hot, because we really do want to get a good char on the outside of that chicken, because this is really our chance. Whereas when we bake it, it's just going to make sure it's cooked through. This is our chance to really make sure it's got that nice crispy outside. I'm just going to add our chicken. You can can hear that sizzle. It looks or sounds delish. To actually leave it and not touch it for about 6 minutes, because we really want it, like I said, to char up. And I turned my heat down, but I think I'm actually going to turn it back up to 4. I turned it down to 3, but I'll turn it back up to medium heat at 4. And I'm just going to, like I said, resist the temptation to flip, because you really do want this to really fry up. And we weren't able to get all of our chicken in there, but I'm just gonna have to do it in batches. All right, the moment of truth. We're gonna flip these and see how they are. Ugh, that is not how I wanted them. Not ready. We are gonna actually put them on for another couple minutes. So, well, this is real life, folks. We tried about 6 minutes and they're really not as brown as I want, so we're just gonna keep them on there a little longer. We'll check back in about 3 minutes. Then about 3 minutes later, let's see if this is any browner. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See the browning? Then about another 6 minutes, and I'm going to just try and see how this looks. Okay, it looks like it's good on this side. So we're going to take all these and transfer them to this plate back here, which is clean, and then we're going to put the rest of our chicken on to brown. While our chicken is finishing cooking up, I'm going to actually take a measuring cup, and I'm going to measure out some of our chicken broth. So we're gonna go to the 1/4 mark. Looks good there, because then this and the lemon juice is going to be added to our pan with the Brussels sprouts next. One side done, we're just flipping it over and we're going to do the other side. Now I'm going to actually take our lemon and our juicer, which you saw last week, and I'm going to juice this lemon. So I'm just going to roll it to get the juices flowing. And then I'm going to cut it in half. Now we have our lemon juice that we're going to add to the pan with our chicken stock. So now what I'm going to do is add back in our chicken that we set aside. So I'm just going to put that all back in here. And I actually turned off the heat on this, just so it doesn't really need to cook anymore. And then I'm going to take our 1/4 cup of chicken stock, and I'm going to just pour that in there. And I'm also going to take our lemon juice and pour that right in there. And then I'm going to put in our Brussels sprouts that we had seasoned before. So we'll put all that in there. And I'm just going to take our tongs and try to mix this on up. Just kind of give it a good little zhuzh. So now you might be wondering what we're going to be doing next with this. We are actually going to be putting this into our oven. That's why you want to make sure that your pan is oven safe. So either you can use a cast iron or a pan like this, which is meant for the oven as well. So we're gonna just put this in the oven. Again, we preheated the oven to 425. In we go. Here's our finished product. It looks delicious and I cannot wait to plate this. Just be very, very careful because this pan is going to be extremely hot since it just came out of the oven. And normally, since pans are on the stove and you do touch them, your brain might forget that it's hot. So just FYI, be extra cautious. We're going to take a couple pieces of our chicken. And then we're going to take some of the Brussels sprouts. And also don't forget those juices on the bottom of your pan. You can grab them. So now we're ready to take our first bites. I love this recipe. I've made it before and I love the Brussels sprouts, and you might be thinking Brussels sprouts and yum don't really go, but these, oh my god, so good. So I'm looking forward to it. Just be careful again, don't burn yourself because it just came out of the oven. So good.
It is very good.
Well, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below. And if you want more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any ideas for future videos, please leave them in the comments below. And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.